Hello, my name is Rosalind Becicka,
And I'm Grace Vandekrol.
and we'll be presenting Illuminating Kansas City, our Architecture 301 project. So starting with our experience of visiting the River Market neighborhood in Kansas City, we could see that the neighborhood itself was super vibrant and full of lots of different people and both residential and commercial spaces. Most of the people living there are between their mid 20s to mid 40s. And what we saw of this neighborhood is there isn't any neutral spaces, right? It's either you're living in that space or it's a space that has active activity going on.
So moving forward with the design for our site, we wanted to conceptualize it as a neutral space.
Mm-hmm.
And in the top left, you can see the highlighted portion of our site that is not connected with the right side portion of the neighborhood because of the foliage and the existing structures and plant types.
Yeah. So already there is this beautiful trail, walking trail, and so being able to connect our neighborhood to this outside space was a need that we saw. Zooming out to the greater Kansas City at large, we can see that the nearest outdoor park is a 15-minute walk from our site alone, much less the rest of Kansas City. Knowing that, we felt the need to fill in our space and conceptualize it as a park and outdoor meeting space. So starting with the site analysis of it, we can see with the red circulation path, it's just the one Kansas City bridge that's already there, that both native Kansas City and I think almost everyone in our class who visited the site agreed was unsuccessful. We can also see that there's a pretty steep grade change that happens on our site, as well as there being dense foliage already present.
For the proposed addition, we wanted to really focus on the connection between the grade change. So we proposed opening up that space with pathways and including a public restroom, which we felt the site needed, and just a way to engage further beyond the entry point. For diagramming purposes, we started with mapping out circles in the space to kind of form those connecting aspects and moments within the park. And then further iterations kind of continued that circular shape into our structural form and taking more elements from the materials already in the park.
Yeah, and during this sketching period, we ended up formalizing our program for the site into kind of 5 different elements, which would be our meeting space, an open field, a paved game space, restrooms, as well as that land bridge connecting the walking path to the site as a whole. Those 5 program elements ended up taking the form of this final proposal. You can see this open field space, our paved space and restrooms in the front, and then these circular garden paths that lead all the way down to the trail at large.
To break down the steps more that led to our final design, we started with iterations on the site. Specifically here, you can see the different pathing methods we wanted to take to fully connect the space, and working around foliage and how the circulation would work within the area.
Some other iterations we're looking at is how we break down the park items in the front of the space, as well as that bridge. Obviously, we ended up going with a bridge, but the question at the beginning was, do we maybe go under our railroad tracks or do we go over them? We decided to go with over. Some final deliverables are the site section. We'll give you a moment to just take that in.
Moving forward with more sections, we wanted to focus on some different scaled pieces to show the different moments in the park and the circulation going through the connecting space.
Of course, in our park, we have these circular moments in different gardens. We created a planting plan, making sure to pay close attention to the different foliage that we were choosing to make sure that our choices would support the native life. Most of these choices are native plants already found in Nebraska. So here we have our building section showing how the restroom and outdoor meeting space are closely aligned to each other, as well as setting up the basic floor plan for our restroom.
To close, we wanted to include some perspective drawings to really depict the moment and the expression within the space, and how the plant life and the structures affect your experience.
Thank you.